Alright, so I feel like I'm on an episode of Roadkill. But I agree with it. I do a lot of things the same way that they do. So don't worry so much about get it right away. First get it running and going and checking it all out. And that's what I'm doing now. So I think I found the source of the sparks. And I've moved the fuel line. And if I get lucky enough with just a little bit more tinkering, we may take this out for the first time I'll ever have had it running and driving. I don't know if we'll get that far or not, but I'm hoping. And probably the first time it's ran or drove in decades, who knows how long. So that's where we're at the moment. Well, we're still working at it. It's getting darker on me, and there's no electricity out here to speak of. So hopefully we get there, but we may actually have to save the test drive for the next video. We'll see. We're still going. I'll say one thing. Where I'm at now, till I put another bigger building up, I have a main tool building, and everything else I have to work on wherever it's at. And man, that just makes things 3 times longer. So still at it, still getting darker, but still trying. We'll see. Well, it runs. And that's that for this video. But think of this as a good half-hour sitcom, because you shouldn't do about 95% of what I've done on this video. At least that's what all the experts will tell you. So we had a lot of fun, though, and we did get something accomplished. We know the engine runs now, and it runs pretty good. So that's awesome. I don't know how long it's set. I mean, it needs an oil change. It needs an air filter. It needs a lot. I got flat tires. I don't even know if this tractor, I think it steers. Yeah, it needs a lot. But anyway, thanks for hanging out with me all and enjoying the video. I hope you did. Well, it was a good little hillbilly sitcom. Rust and stuff, taking stuff in out of the pasture and seeing if it'll work again. And that's, it's one of my favorite things to do. So hopefully with the next video, it will be this out, and we'll be test driving it for the first time in who knows how long. So awesome. That's awesome to see that it runs, and I'm pretty amazed. I really like it. So thanks for being with me all, and I hope you enjoyed it, and come back and check the next one out. All right. See you later. Bye-bye. Okay, let's try to put this carburetor back on and see what happens with this tractor. Well, first things first, I'm going to get right in the way of the camera a minute. It's dark enough back here. Can't see much. Okay, hang on a minute here. Okay, I've got the carb back on. And we'll find out shortly. I'll put the screws in here. Remember, never over tighten these ears. And when you are over tightening, don't do that, I said. When you are tightening them, you want to kind of go one side snug and then the other side snug, a little tighter, and back and forth, and get them both kind of equal. Don't tighten one completely down and the other one loose. You can still break an ear. That's for the intake to the carb and the intake to the block. Seems like I've done a dumb thing. I'm going to have to go back to the tool shed and get another screwdriver because I didn't bring it back out here with me. And the same when you're tightening down the top of the carb here, you don't want to, I didn't tighten it a while ago in the building, like I should have. You don't want to completely tighten one and have the others loose. You want to go around, snug them. Kind of like when you're changing a tire, so you don't break or strip anything. These earlier engines, cast iron and aluminum both, have what we call 3-bolt carbs, because 3 bolts hold the top of the carb, or 3 screws actually, to the float bowl. Later 10 horsepower and up cast iron use 4 screws to hold the float bowl onto the carb. Alright, we're almost ready to see what else we tore up here. Alright, this is as dangerous as it looks. It's not right at all. We're just checking to see if this engine will run. Don't do this at home. Use common sense and do this correctly. I don't know if it'll even try to start. Now the float's probably stuck the other way. Alright, let's see what it even tries to do. Oh, the starter generator bolt tries to slip. Try again. Alright, well I don't think we're getting fuel now. Let's see. It does have fuel in it, right? Oh yeah. Alright, I thought I put some in it earlier. Don't try that at home either. Yeah, see that? That's not. Oh. Should always have plenty of fire extinguishers too. Alright, again. Of course. Oh, this is what we call it down and dirty in the backyard. Give it 10 minutes and check it out and see what's going on. Let's go ahead and I've seen several things that look dangerous. How about you? I saw sparks down here. I'm not sure what was going on there. Something was though. Of course, we're right on this exhaust, which is not even hot yet, so we're good. But it runs. That's awesome. So we can move farther with it. Didn't rattle, knock, didn't even smoke. So, I mean, it looks good. All right, now we can do a little more finish work, kind of get it into shape where it'll run and drive and clean up and jump on and go. That is awesome. I love it. All right. Now we're gonna that's on video. All right. So. All right. All right, put our last jet back in here. We cleaned all that out. It's our idle jet. Put it back in here. And we're almost ready. Although, hang on. Let me see if I'm missing a... Hang on a minute. All right, stole the spring from my parts drawer. So let's... now, because I don't know what happened to the other one. Alright, we're going to start out, we're going to run it all the way in. And then, we're going to, well, this appears to be pretty much all the way in, so it's half, 1, and a quarter. And that's what I also started the main out at down here. So we're going to get ready to stick this back on the Burns tractor, the little 6-horse Briggs, and see what happens. Hey y'all, messing with an old Burns tractor today, a V60. I just kind of took a wild notion to see if it would start. I ain't messed with it in forever, and I brought it in and it really wasn't in running condition. I pulled the flywheel off and cleaned the points and the mag and all of that. Went through the carb and it just didn't want to run right, and I put it back in the corner and left it, and just kind of on a whim a little bit ago I tried to start it and it's still not running. So I've got the carb back off of it. The big thing is it's leaking, and it's probably the emulsion tube. Hope I said that right. They have an awful time with them seating and like they're supposed to. So going to do a little cleaning on this, and then put it back together and put it on the tractor and see if it'll start. All right, pretty well got the carb all cleaned up with jet and orifice cleaners and some gum out and carb cleaner. And so let's put this thing back together now and see what happens. We'll put it back on the tractor. Now, when taking these flow jets apart and putting them back together, let's see if we can adjust this a little. Well, maybe not. To try. How about that? That help? No, not quite. Well, I was hoping it would. Alright. Well. Alright. When you put these flow jets together, one of the things that you got to do is this emulsion tube. Well, I'll look up later how to pronounce it. I know how to operate it though. This has to come out first before you take the carb body apart, and the carb body has to come back together, go back together before this goes back in. Alright, so let's alright, get this one on here. Maybe. There. Luckily it fell right back out. Oh, let's put it down in there. Alright, and then see if we can get the shoot there. float back in there. All right, we got the needle and the float in there. Don't do this at home. I'm gonna since we're just going to see if this thing's running, I'm going to patch this torn gasket back together. Just a tad of a little, hey, quit now. Just a tad of a little something on it, so it'll stay on there and not come off. Now quit. All right. Okay. And then, let's see, are we good? I think we're good. Let's set this back together gently, gently. Well, there she goes. All right. Now, I got the wrong screws in this. We're going to reuse those for now. But what we're going to do is just start them in the carbs so it's kind of loose. And then, I don't like that right there. I may have to do something about that. I got some seal all that'll get that gasket by for the moment. Our main object right now. Do you know what I was going to do though? Good goobly goo. Alright, let's take this back off. Why'd I do that? Alright. Oh, gently, gently. Alright. Oh, gosh dang it, that didn't help, did it? What I want to do is look and honestly, yeah, the float seat looks fine, but we're going to put a little bit of I don't know. Don't do this at home. We're going to put a little bit of a patch on our gasket to get us by for the moment. Like I said, we're just trying. This thing hasn't ran in a long, long time. And I've got 80 of these other carburetors over there in a bin. I just am not in a huge hurry to rebuild them tonight. I was just kind of in a hurry just to see what I could get done. What if this will run or not. So that's all right. Back together. All right. I don't know if it'll probably leak like a sieve, but that's all right, because once I see if it's running or not, I don't have any spare carbs, or not carbs. I've got tons of spare carbs. They all need rebuilt, or at least taken apart and cleaned, and I don't have any spare gaskets. So let's, for right now, see if we can put this together and see if this thing will run. We're just going to leave these kind of loose for right now, though. And as I said, there's two different kind of screws in them. This carb's kind of a hodgepodge, but we all might be. By the time it was old, this thing's older than I am, and I'm old. All right, then next, let's put our emulsion tube in. I'll tell you something. I always use, I've got a bunch of these bits. I've got tons of them. But I find that the one that fits inside of the, just like perfectly, as big as I can get to fit between the carb body and the end of the tube here, because these are two different materials, and these tubes are notorious for getting stuck in here, and they just seize together. And I have had to easy out them out. I mean, sometimes you can't get them out, but get a bit as big as you can that fits that hole as tight as you can, so that you got as much surface area working on that as possible. And you don't have to tighten it super tight either. Alright, we're going to clean up our main jet here a little bit, nothing majorly. If it had any major issues, I'm going to use a little carb cleaner here and spray it out, clean it out. If it had any major pitting or anything, I'd use some sandpaper and clean it up, but it's good and straight, so we're just going to leave it as it is, make sure our threads and the end of the jet and all is clean. We've already cleaned the carburetor here, or the emulsion tube. So, and that's what we're up against with this one here. And we're going to clean out the other. This goes over our jet here like so. So, boy, I'm having an awful time with getting that to focus, aren't I? All right. So. Hey y'all, it's Jim back again. Kind of doing a test video, still working with trying to figure out how in the world, and I know I'm high-tech illiterate, but how in the world to get my what is this? It's a Acer Chromebook laptop to take my videos off the phone here and get them onto the laptop, so I can edit the videos and do better videos for us here at YouTube. But at any rate, I took a wild notion a while ago, just kind of out of the blue. I had a minute, and I decided to try to fire up the Burns B60 in the back. I'd not messed with it in, oh man, a long time. I don't know, it's been 6 months or a year. It's been sitting back there a while, so and it tried to run. I remember I'd taken the it's got the little 6-horse Briggs on it, and I'd taken the carburetor apart and cleaned it, and I'd taken the flywheel off, cleaned the points and all of that, and it didn't run right, and I just moved on to other things and, you know, put it away. So kind of out of the blue, I decided to try to give it a whirl a while ago, see if it'd run, and it did run. Better than I remembered it, but my carb was leaking a lot of fuel, and these flow jets are bad about that. These emulsion tubes, hope I said that right, getting them to seat is tough. So I'll pull it apart, we're going to clean it up again, and everything looks pretty good really. I just don't want to focus down tight so much, but float looks good, and the everything looks good and clean, but I'm going to go through it and clean it up a little bit more, and put it back together, and we're going to see what happens here shortly, I hope. Well, we are going to clean this carb up again, even though I really don't think it needs it, and we use some cleaners, some gum out, some these are really nice to have here. I've used torch tip cleaners for years for the jets and ports, but my wife bought me these a while back off of, they're cheapies, but man, they've been nice to have. And just you want to go through and find, this doesn't seem to have a lot of, some of these tubes will have more jets on them than others, or more, oh, cut.